Good morning, guys. So, after yesterday's Trump and pump and dump, a big question. Does this change everything? The short setup that I shared with you guys basically failed. You're taken out. The market just basically pumped a little bit, dumped immediately thereafter. So, is this the beginnings of something that's going to go up? Is this the beginnings just of something that's going to go bad? Or was this just an unfortunate bad luck? So I want to unpack that with you guys today and a lot more. So everybody joining in on the channel, say hi. Let me know. There's about 25 people at the moment watching in live, and we're only like 50 seconds in, so there will be more people jumping in. Morning, Renee. Thanks for the kind message you sent to me in Discord. Really appreciate that. Morning, Chris. Hello, Liesel. Let's talk about Tian, you here as well, buddy. Let's talk about this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a complete multi-time frame analysis with you guys, so you can just keep the bigger scheme of things, and then I'm going to zoom into what happened yesterday, so we can kind of find out where we're at. Okay, so big time frame wise, if you look at this thing from a weekly perspective, so let me just take away those pesky little brush dots. Bothers me like hell on the screen. So very nice clean screen for Bitcoin weekly time frame. And if you look at this, the question that you need to ask yourself is the trend up or down weekly time frame. And if it's up, for your argument, what are we in? We're in a retrace. And for you, if it's down, the argument is then for you, this is the top and it's over. So if it's down, you've got this as the framework, and then none of this matters. And I personally feel like that's the wrong way to go about that. That's my opinion, though. But everybody's got one. So for me, the weekly time frame is still bullish, and the significance for that is that there's still momentum entering the market and going up. And as the momentum enters, you will find that the market then starts speeding up, and that speed, that momentum growth, basically is what the foundations of any Gann box is built off. Okay, meaning that from a 0 or 1 to a half point, okay, that is your minimum amount of trend allowed for something to remain bullish, which closely resembles the bottom trend line. And as soon as you start moving into a 1 to a 1, you're in a really strong bullish trend. And if you start stepping in 1 to, it's actually not a 1 to 1, it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how Gann marks it. Mine's a little differently drawn. But as soon as you go into these steeper angles, it tells you that you've got a lot of momentum. But when price loses some of these angles, it means that you kind of know where the next step or the next line will be, where the bulls will start to re-engage, try and defend the price again. And a good pump will do this, drop through these lines, maybe even get scary and then run. And that's where Wyckoff comes in, because Wyckoff is the study of all of the sideways stuff. Wyckoff says, well, if we look at the sideways stuff, we can position ourselves. And then that's where my Elliott wave comes in, where Elliott wave is saying about when. Because Elliott is more about when the market moves, when can I expect the next move? Understanding that all three of those kind of analysis, all three of those educational theory baselines is all based, and they're all intertwined quite nicely with each other. Okay, so let's take that away. So the simplest way to try and explain that to you guys in trying to make this video not 5 hours, and trying to get it done under 10 minutes, is draw a line like that and say, okay, well, as long as we start stepping up, momentum is getting stronger. But stronger momentum means that at some stage, the market will have these crazy drops to the previous levels. That's all that it is. So for me, the weekly is bullish. Line and point. If you disagree or you have a different theory, now is the time to throw it in the comments. Let me know what you think. I would love to hear what you think. Let's move on. Let's zoom in now. And let's do this. Let's look at our RSI. Now, the RSI works very simple. It looks at the amount of buyers versus sellers. There's a little mathematical equation behind it and gives you an idea of where the future would be. It's a leading indicator. Everything else lagging. So I like the RSI. The RSI also works in the following way. If we're between 30 to 50, we're trending bearish. So that's the bearish trend area. Oh, bear. Okay, there you have it. And if you're between 50 and 70, you're trending bullish. Once you go over 71 or 70, the bulls have got too much advantage and a retrace is potentially going to happen. And the same then if you go below 30. The bears have too much of an advantage and a retrace is about to happen. They've overreached themselves. So then if you use the RSI as well to kind of just see where we are with the trend, if you look at this, all good, no crazy shakeout. Yes, it felt crazy at the moment, but what do we do when we start getting to this overreaching point? A retrace, a wave needs to come back to get the price all back. So it needs to come back to a trend or some sort of a baseline, demand zone. And that's exactly what happened there as well. Now, when we measure the peaks, we then look for divergence, meaning if there's a higher high and the RSI is not supporting it, it tells you as price moves on, this momentum is getting weaker, which means what? The time it takes for the retrace to occur might be quicker. That's all. And only when we start falling below these critical pivot levels, the trend potentially changes. So although the retrace is coming quicker and harder and feels like, oh, it's all over, it's just because there's divergence just yet. And the real worry for the weekly only happens once we have a divergence and we start falling below and we're consolidating below the divergence pivot. So in all fairness, for me at this stage, I'm still expecting a 120. End of bull market, 120 alt season in this run, meaning then we fall below it and then probably make a lower low and then it's over. That's me. And typically that's where the head and shoulder pattern then comes in. You know, it's always there, head, shoulder, there you go. So it's like a no-brainer after the fact. But in the moment, people can't get, can't see past their noses with this because they're so blind on a narrative, no longer looking at the technicals objectively. And that's what a lot of what yesterday's pump, or Trump and pump and dump basically created, where people are saying to themselves, okay, maybe this changes everything. So for me, all is still bearish on the daily and on the 4-hour. Why? Because the weekly is great, but the weekly needs to shake people out. And that's kind of where we're at. So weekly bullish. Let's take away the brush on the RSI and let's start moving on to the other time frames then. So I'm going to be quicker with the daily because it's more or less with where line with what the weekly is showing me. Okay, so where's the daily? RSI wise, we're trending bearish. Okay, get the A in there, Rudo. Okay, trend. Whoa, if you look at this from this point of view, because now we're still on the weekly moves. That was the weekly lines. What do we have for the daily? Well, we've got a lot of bearish lines on the daily. So let's just draw one line in. It's like, well, daily, that's what we've got now going for ourselves. That's what we've got. Lower lows. We're on the bearish side of the RSI. Simple. Daily's bearish. Okay. Which brings us to the 4-hour analysis thing. If that is the case, it means that bigger picture, our hodl bags, we can still dream big down the road. So when I look at my spot ownership, stuff I own, I'm not offloading them in a panic at this stage. Okay. Nothing's changed there. But when I'm looking at trading, which this is Trade for the Living, Trade for a Living podcast, I'm just being realistic, okay? Until I get to a point where the market shows me a different TA momentum or different something, trading shorts just the easiest way. It pays better. Hence the setups. If I look at all the setups I shared with you guys, where's the ones that's been making us money? The shorts, the shorts, the shorts, the shorts. So yeah, so we got a little bit of a shitty day yesterday. Let's unpack that day. Now, if we zoom into this analysis, now let me just take away all this lines that I've drawn now, and I'll bring in the analysis as you guys remember it, as it was on the screen. Okay. So there you have it. There's two things that I want to point out to you guys. I'm going to go to the daily time frame and point out that that's the divergence pivot for the daily. Okay. So anything below this, still bearish. I'm just going to say bearish. Let's say daily. Now, if I'm saying this and you're saying, what the hell is this guy on about? Simple. When you start looking at divergence, your RSI makes a lower low, but a higher low, but price makes a lower low. And the closing prices, that's the pivot. That's where price pivoted. That's where the RSI pivoted. There's the divergence. That's support and resistance levels. That's all that it is. Okay. So we're in a situation where we're below that line still, and we're right at resistance. So what am I supposed to do at this moment? Go long? Hell no. I need to go short again because I'm at resistance. Now's the best time to go short again, which means that for where we are, I would rather want to say, hunt a short. And that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be hunting a short here on the basis that there's a little bit of a gap there, of the shakeout. And I'm going to try and exploit that. Now, how does the shakeout occur? Let's look at this. Very simple. Anybody that goes short, say you're selling the market, what do you do to protect yourself? Everybody does this, risk management. So a sell always gets accompanied with a buy. And that's in a stop form of a stop limit. So there would be the sell zone, and then there would be the stops. Now things are going nicely. But there's two sides to the market. There's those that think it's going to go up, and there's those that think it's going to go down. It's always two sides. Otherwise, you can't sell because there has to be somebody on the other side to take the trade. Now, when we move in an environment where we wanted to go short there, and we went long here into the sell zone, and I wanted to go short there. What am I doing again? I'm putting my promise, if the market goes against me, my stop right there. So in there are stops, promises to buy. Does that buy make the market bullish? No, that buy is a forced buy. Unreluctantly, you're vacating and buying, getting yourself out. That's what that is. Now, the same happens for the longs. Okay, so this is now the bears. There's guys that think, okay, well, if this is the breakout, I'm going to go long. Where is that stop going to be? There. And now, when these are too close, you get the Darth Maul candle. Now, this is not quite a Darth Maul candle on the 4-hour. Maybe the 5-hour will look, or the 3-hour will give us a Darth Maul looking candle. Let's see, 1 hour. Not so much. We're not so lucky with the picture perfect Darth Maul. But basically, it takes you out on either side. And then what happens thereafter? The important part, the trend resumes. So there's about 130 people joining in live. This has been a very quiet chat. So everybody, just give me a 777 in the chat real quick. Let's just wake everybody up. Okay. Don't be so doom and gloomy. This is actually not a bad thing. Okay. So come on. All you guys, just give me a 777. Let's just get away. Kush is my cologne. 100%. There you go, buddy. There we go. Let's just liven this up a bit. Come on, yeah. Bring in the comments. Yeah, Chris, ons luister. Don't listen too hard. Yeah, need to have fun here, my friend. Okay. Ruben, nice to see you commenting. Corneille van Roy. Hello, Corneille. Okay, so we're slowly but surely catching a wake up. So when this happens, that's basically what happens. The market just basically creates this due to auction theory. Price can only go where there's an order. And if everybody buys, there's orders to sell below where they're at. And if everybody, and 50% of the market bought, the other 50% of the market sold, you've got promises to buy and promises to sell in close proximity. And price can only do that. And then after it's done that, it basically just stagnates. Look at thereafter. It's just sitting there. So if all was well and we didn't have this liquidity catch, okay, didn't have that liquidity catch, that candle would probably still be there. We would be at 83.4 today, saying, the short's doing good, looking good, probably can wick into the zone again. And that's why I say, actually, nothing changes. It's just the fact that we got liquidity grab. Now, when you trade on smaller time frames, I'm going to zoom 15-minute real quick. I don't do 15-minute on YouTube. This is, I'll do this. This is the trade that I shared in this range. Same thing. It's the fractal of exactly that. We went short, all was well. It grabbed my stop, dropped. went back into the zone, consolidated, and then the dump happened. So sometimes the market just is spiteful. I didn't get it wrong. It just, there was too many opinions in that market, and it just basically took everybody out. Now, if it's true for the 15-minute, it will be true for the 4-hour as well, guys. And that's what happened with this short. Okay, so it's 4:30 a.m. Jason, don't worry, buddy. I wake up at 4 in the morning as well. Okay, Mario says we didn't take the liquidity at 88.9. Now, this is the thing with liquidity. Why I don't try and intertwine that too much into my analysis. I actually had that same discussion with the guys on the private group in Discord in the Market Tactics stream this morning, which you can join if you open a Blofin account. So Peter will bring in the Blofin there quickly. And basically, all you need to do is open a Blofin account. Make sure you've got the crypto EMC in the referral code. Come on, load. There you go. And if you do that, you can join my private group, my Discord, okay, for a limited time only, okay. There's already the people waiting for the next trade. We're going to be going live. We were in there yesterday. And I want to share this special link with you guys. All of you guys that hit that sevens, use this link. It's a secondary Blofin link that opens the win and spin feature for you. So those that open, it's only going to be available for the first 100 guys that sign up. Okay, so basically every time you have got trading volume of $10,000, think about it, $10,000. That's one 10x trade. That's it. You have the opportunity to spin for a win. Okay, 1 ETH, half a BTC, 10th of a XRP. The prizes will vary, and it's not always going to be that great. But I mean, you're in the winnings of one of these bigger prizes. And I'm going to win the half a Bitcoin. I'm telling you now. I'm spinning every time. Every time I qualify, I hit that little spin button. Okay. All you need to do to qualify is just put $100 in your account. You don't need to have a lot, but you need to have $100. You need to trade. Okay. And that's it. That's all you need to do. And then you're in. You're in that little spin feature. So come on. So I want to spin with you guys. Maybe what I'll do, I'll spin live tomorrow with you guys and see what I win. What do you guys think? That might be a good idea. So I'll do that live with you guys. Back to the analysis. So nothing changed. The analysis is still good. So from a 4-hour point of view, I would say the following. What do we have closing price wise? Hidden bearish divergence. Is the bulls getting stronger? Yes. But we do have a long that we're still carrying. Okay. What else do we have? Okay. With this hidden bearish divergence. In this sell-off, a little bit of a gap where price will try and fall back. So you've got a nice clean pivot. Almost something similar than what we had here. After this massive sell-off. Price ran up very fast. We shorted it. And I'm saying where we're moving into, I want to try and do this with this. Okay. Meaning 85.1-ish is possibly the area where the trade is going to happen for us. So still go short. You might have been taken out. It doesn't change anything. This sell zone is still valid. I'm going to do this. To lock in that failed. I'm going to do this with you guys. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to say that is still there. Okay. What I will do, however, is because we are now using a wider range, I wanted us to kind of just stay below the imbalance. I'm just going to draw it as it's supposed to be. I don't want to see price go above it. So the risk to reward ratio is just coming down. I'm just widening it a little bit to make sure that we don't get stopped out again. I'm going to put that in there. There's the highs. I'm just going to use that. And that's it. So it's going to turn from a 5 to a 3 risk to reward ratio, which means for your stop there, you'll probably at this stage, when we get to about 81, be in break even. And then you still have all this gains to have and run. Okay. That's for the short. The long, still fine, still secure. It's still okay. I know it's like this. I drew it like that, but I didn't get stopped out. Always put a little bit of meat between you and where the line is on the screen, guys. As I always say. So that one, I'm still in. Okay, there you have it. Thanks so much, guys. So go get your Blofin account today. Get it because it's running out. There's only a few left. Okay, go get that. If you deposit more, you can actually join the Discord private group. And if you have a Blofin account, you'll be able to join the trade and chat, which means these guys, they all have the account. So the Discord becomes something that they can use. We talked, we trade, and we have fun during the day. That's it. Have a lovely day, guys. Thanks so much. This afternoon, there will be a huddle stream. Although the message is going to be very similar, I think it's wise that we have a look at that, because as you can see how the market is moving, we're basically building a little bit of a base here with a lot of these alts. So I want to be looking into that with you guys this afternoon. Have a lovely day, guys. Chat to you later. Cheers.